Hey y'all, Stacy here. Thank you so much for joining me as my Scentsy pumpkin patch continues to grow. This is Warmer Watch, and I'm going to be taking a look at my new Tangled Web Warmer. As a quick reminder, I am a Scentsy consultant, but this is just the process that I take my personal warmers through when I first get them to make sure I'm fully satisfied within the 30-day satisfaction guarantee that Scentsy offers. This is not a scientific process, and there is no guarantee that this is the way that the warmer should work or will work in your home. It's just the process that I'm going to go through to decide whether or not this is a pumpkin warmer that I want to keep in my home and add to my collection. But let's be realistic, it's adorable and it's a pumpkin, and you know how I feel about pumpkin warmers. Let's take a look really quickly at this wrought iron lid. It looks in great shape. I love this style and design because I feel like it does allow fragrance to escape nicely. And I feel like this does sit well on the pumpkin, but I'm just gonna kind of test it out and make sure that I feel like it's level, because all of these parts and pieces can be replaced if they need to, particularly when you contact them within the first 30 days. I love how dynamically different this warmer is off rather than turned on. Let's take a close look at this dish here. It looks in great shape, and we have a 20-watt bulb, which I'm really happy about. I do love my 20-watt warmers. This also does have a nice flat level notch. The notch is my preferred little kind of design for the bottom of a warmer. I just think it helps things to sit level and be nice and steady and secure. We have a toggle switch, and let's turn this thing on and see. I love it so much. This warmer is so dynamically different off than on. It's like a completely different personality. So it's a little bit elegant and muted while still being reflective when it's off. But when it's on, you get this variation of colored web that is all around. I am just looking closely to make sure that that design is consistent all the way around and that I'm satisfied with it. And I really am. I love how technicolor this is. Oh, I got my cord out of the notch area. Look at the difference. That little notch makes such a huge difference. This warmer is actually throwing a really beautiful sort of pattern of color on the wall behind it. I am going to grab berry apple shortbread because hopefully in just about an hour I'm going to be moving this warmer into a room that currently has berry apple shortbread growing. And I'm going to place a single cube of that in just to take some time and examine how the wax pool develops in this particular warmer. Now, if this is your first warmer watch with me, you'll notice that there is now a timer down in the bottom left corner, and that is because we are currently in time lapse. I do not really care how long it takes a cube of wax to melt in a warmer. I care about things like throw and the wax pool itself. However, it typically takes somewhere around 30 minutes for a cube of wax to melt, and nobody has time to just be standing around watching a cube of wax melt for 30 minutes. So I have joined you for this portion of the video to take a look at what my phone saw as the wax pool was developing and share what the experience was like in the home. And I can tell you that already this berry apple shortbread was throwing. For me, within the first few minutes of having a cube of wax, particularly berry apple shortbread, if you saw my warm reviews of the Harvest collection, I think berry apple shortbread is a very wonderful, quickly throwing fragrance. It does develop more over time, but it was immediately throwing in the space, and it already was here. I think this warmer does an outstanding job, and part of the reason is because of its design. I know we spend a lot of time talking about, is it a 25-watt and up Scentsy warmer? I say it at the beginning of almost all of my videos. I use primarily 25-watt and up Scentsy warmers. The reason I say that is because I think it's important to be kind of transparent about which warmers we go to when we're melting, especially if I'm giving reviews on performance of wax that I've experienced in my home. However, I do have a good number of 20-watt warmers. I have lower wattage element warmers and lots of different styles of warmers that perform really well, and in some cases perform better than some 25-watt warmers that I have, and that was the case with this warmer, just spoiler alert. I do love all of my pumpkin warmers, and to be clear, they all get really good wax pools, and for me, they all throw beautifully in my space. What I will say is that my current two favorite pumpkin warmers are 20-watt warmers. It's the Fall Fairy Tale Pumpkin Warmer and the Starry Pumpkin Warmer, which the Fall Fairy Tale is still available in the Harvest Collection, but the Starry Pumpkin Warmer was a warmer of the month, I think last October. And they both perform exceptionally well for me. They throw beautifully. And I think a key to their success with the Starry Pumpkin Warmer, I think it, like this warmer, is a little more squat in size. So the light bulb does sit quite close to the warmer dish itself. But then also, I think there might be no proof, no claim at all that this has happened, but any of the warmers that have that sort of a mercury glass finish or a heavier paint coating that seems somehow reflective inside the warmer, to me, it seems like they may get a few degrees warmer and maintain that temperature a little bit longer than warmers that are more translucent, that are pumpkin. For example, the Tiger's Eye Pumpkin Warmer or the Sparkle Warmer. I don't know that that's a fact. It's just kind of my experience and something that I look for. I also really like opaque warmers. It's part of the reason that I like ceramic warmers. So I have a bias to warmers that I can't see a bare bulb because we do have light sensitivities in our house. And this is a warmer that is throwing beautiful light, but it's significantly more muted. I would say it's more muted light than even I get from the Fall Fairy Tale Pumpkin Warmer or the Starry Pumpkin Warmer. But it absolutely does illuminate. I just don't think it illuminates in a way that would make tasks remotely possible. So it's a vibe. It definitely gives this really fun and playful aesthetic with the multicolor web, but it's not in any way close to what I would consider to be task lighting. And for me, like the Tiger's Eye Pumpkin Warmer does provide more significant lighting to a space. Aubrey the Fragrance Fairy did do a warmer tour that I think is so fun. You should definitely check it out if you haven't yet. But she placed her Tiger's Eye Pumpkin Warmer in her hallway, and just quite by itself, it provides enough light to kind of comfortably walk through the space. Like you would not need an overhead light. I don't think this type of a pumpkin warmer could remotely get to that level of light. It's designed more as a dramatic effect, and it's beautiful. So each warmer has kind of its own thing that it brings to the table. And that's part of the reason why, when you're considering a warmer, I think it is important to look at all warmers and not discount a warmer because of either its wattage or its aesthetic, because there are things that you can do. Particularly, like for me, I love the Tiger's Eye Pumpkin Warmer, but I do put an orange bulb in there because it dampens the color. Currently, I have a blue bulb in my sparkling pumpkin warmer because I wanted to see if I could turn it kind of like a teal color, because we have food allergies, and so we wanted to have a teal pumpkin, and I'm really pleased with that. But also that does kind of dampen the light when you select to put a colored light in a more bare bulb. So there's just lots of things that you can do to make a warmer that you love work for you. And as you can see with this warmer, it is also doing just a great job of melting this wax, and it's not leaving any little bits of unmelted wax. We are just, I think, it's one of the longer times that I've had recently. It's going to end up, I think, just over 26 minutes, maybe 27 minutes that it has taken for this wax to pool out. So it looks like that was 26 minutes, 7 seconds. Here we are with, I think, what is a completely melted wax pool, and it looks like inside of that time frame we got to right at 151 degrees. I think that's excellent. I'm really excited about that starting temperature. I do expect that it might get 5 to 10 degrees warmer as it stays on for the remaining 15 hours. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. I would love to hear about your favorite pumpkin warmers in the comments below. Do you have a favorite pumpkin warmer, and what are your thoughts on this one? Thank you guys again so much for watching. I can't tell you how much it means. Talk to you soon.